Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of MizuMidori podcast. I am your host, Matt Nightwolf. With me, as always, is my partner, Sadwolf. Say hello.
Hello, hello.
Today, we're going to talk about part 2 of Pixar. And we're going to start off with Up.
Yes, from last time. Um, I love this movie as I love most Pixar films. This one is known to be more should I say like somber due to the opening.
Yeah, it's one of the more sadder introductions I ever seen in the Pixar
Yeah.
film.
I was discussing this last week with Matt. I watched this film with my dad and my grandmother because I think my mom was doing something at the time. My papa was still at home, maybe doing something. I just remember just watching it with my dad, my grandmother for some reason. Um at the beginning part when it shows him like getting that balloon and stuff, and there's that part where he meets that kid Ellie, and she's like, "Oh, I saw your balloon. It's over there." And there's like a plank of wood where the balloons at, and she's like, "Well, go on. You can go over there." And so he, Carl, which is the protagonist's name, the older guy. This is when he was a kid.
Yep.
He he steps on the thing on the plank of wood, and then it gives way, and he falls through the falls through the ceiling, and he breaks his arm. And we always thought that was funny. He's like, ah, and then it
Yeah.
just shows a hospital truck. Then she comes to his house, and she's like, I want to go to this place called Paradise Falls, and it's in South America. And she's like, it's America but
But
south.
south. Yeah.
And she's like, I ripped this right out of a library book. And he's like,
Gasp.
and and then
Gasp.
she's like, you don't talk very much. I like you. And then it just shows them getting married and buying their house,
Trying to have
painting the
kids.
house, painting the mailbox, and then it kind of takes a darker turn cuz they want to have a baby, and they make like a little nursery, and then they find out that she can't have children,
Yeah.
which was like I didn't understand it at the time as a little kid, and my dad had to explain it to me, and it as an adult I'm just like this was probably one of it's on like Incredibles level of like holy crap, this is really dark.
Yeah, it's like, well, we don't have to
It's
teach
like
you
you never
about the
really see
birds and
that
the
in a
bees.
children's film talking about I forgot the medical term for it.
Um, I did too.
Yeah, but basically, Carl just tries to find a better way to solve the problem by being like, I know we can't have children, but maybe we could travel and stuff like that.
Okay,
And so they make a little, huh?
it's called infertility. Infertility,
Yeah, but
often called sterility.
uh,
Means you can't
yeah,
have children at all.
yeah, it's really just that part was really sad.
Infertile. Yeah. In-
Yeah, um, but so they make this like piggy bank because they're trying to go to Paradise Falls and like have a little vacation or like a little getaway or something. But as in real life, lots of shit or stuff happens. Excuse my language. Um, their tire pops and they have to break it, and then a tree falls on the house when it storms. They have to break it, and then there's a couple other things where it just shows them breaking the jar of money,
yeah, and
and
that.
so
Yep,
it then shows them when they're older
and
and they're
her
still working at the zoo.
and her health
And
starts
then
dropping.
yeah, there's a part when he I think he finally does get tickets
Mhm. To fly,
and
yeah.
to fly there, and he puts it in this picnic basket, and he's helping her up this hill, and he's like really excited about that, and it just shows her just like fall on her knees, and yeah, her health is dropping, and then it shows her in a hospital bed, and he gives her like a little balloon, and it's implied that she's her illness is terminal, I think,
Yeah.
because it shows him crying, and this is probably the hardest part. Um, like talking about it, the part where it shows him at the church, just sitting there after the funeral happened. And
Mhm.
like I said, I watched this in I think 2011 or 2010 with my dad and my grandma, and not even I think like 3 or 4 years later in 2015, my papa passed away. So it was just I don't know what was going through my grandma's head when she saw that scene,
It's hard seeing them
but it
like
was
that. No, it's hard with
just
for me too.
it's just really hard. Um, like I can't imagine like older couples like worrying like who's gonna go first and stuff like that, because like it's a heartbreaking thing to deal with,
Oh yeah,
because
most
couples
definitely.
want to like grow old and like pass away together, like they don't want one of them to like pass away and like have to maybe spend like a couple more years just alone.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, moving on, uh the
Russell.
the
Can't talk
neighborhood
about
around
Russell.
them turns in oh sorry, go ahead.
Can't talk about up without Russell.
Oh yeah, I'm getting to that part. So what happens is it shows him waking up, and he has one of those things that helps him up the stairs,
Oh yeah, uh, chairlift.
and he has to like hit it to go up and stuff like that. And then so you then realize that their nice little neighborhood that they moved in before is now a building. They're making buildings around it,
Yep.
and so he's not happy about it because they're like, hey, you're gonna have to, I think, like move out or something, because this is gonna be like a apartment complex or something like that. And he's like, you can have our house. And he's like, really? When I'm dead? And he's like, I'll take that as a maybe. And this is when the part that you like opens the door, and this is when we're introduced to Russell.
Yay.
He's like this thing like 9 or 10 year old kid. He's like, good afternoon. My name, I think he's like in the Boy Scouts.
Yep.
My name is Russell. I'm a wilderness explorer. Do you need assistance? And he's like, no. Can I help you cross the street? No.
No.
Well, I gotta do something. And he's like, you ever heard of a snipe? And he's like, no. And he's like, they're just terrible. They're all over the place. I need you to like find it for me. And so, because like I said, he's like a 10-year-old kid, and he believes it.
Mhm.
He's like going out. It reminded me of that like King of the Hill episode where he's like, there is no snipe, Bobby. Your dad just made a lie."
Yeah.
And where he's like Wimitanya or whatever.
Wimitanye. I'm a
I'm a
shaman.
shaman. But anyway, which leads to the part where this is also pretty intense for a Pixar film. Carl hits a guy over the head and has to go to court.
Yep, and they recommend that he moves out into a home.
He moves, and so he says F that and make does fills the tons of balloons with air, and flies out of his town or city and is on his way to Paradise Falls, because he's like, you know what, I'm gonna take Ellie there because I'm older now. And then which leads to like the rest of the film. Russell is with him because he stowed away on there.
Uh huh.
He was on the porch.
Oh yeah.
And then they land and they meet Doug, who's like a talking dog because of his collar. Like
Wait a minute.
he can
Wait a
make it
minute.
talk.
This the scene where Russell's outside on the porch and he's like, "Can I come in?"
No.
No.
All right. Because he's just holding on and
He's
he's like looking scared as crap.
Poor kid.
My dad's favorite part. Oh, go ahead.
That poor kid.
Yeah, I know. My dad's favorite part was when Russell's like, I have a GPS, and he's like, well, this baby will never be lost, and then like it just flies out of his hand out of the out of the window, and he's like, oops. I love the part when they're flying over the city, and he's like, wow, it's so high up from here, and then like Carl has this like idea of like trying to lower him down, and he's like, hey, I can see my house from here, and he's like, stop squirming, you're gonna, he's like, "Ah." And he's like, well, that idea is not gonna work. And then so yeah, they there's like a storm that they go through, and then they land near Paradise Falls, but it's like on the opposite end, so they have to like go like all the way around, and they meet Doug, who's this dog with a like a dog collar that can make him talk, and uh Russell is still looking for that snipe. Cause oh, this is my favorite part. They're walking through the jungle, and he's like, he's like, I need to go to the bathroom, and my feet are hurting, and he's like, get up, you might get eaten by a tiger. He's like, there's no tigers in South America, Mr. Fredrickson. Zoology. And he slumps back down. I always love that part when he was like, there's no tigers in South America. Zoology. Remind me of that part of Tarzan where they're like, Tantar, there's no piranhas in Africa. Well, there are in South America and stuff like that. He's like, my butt. But yeah, anyway, so Russell goes to make a latrine, and he basically finds this giant bird, which he thinks is a snipe, and
Okay.
it turns out to be Kevin, which is
Are we
a
gonna
giant
go?
tropical bird.
Okay, hold on, hun. Are we gonna go through the entire story beats of the entire movie? Because there's a lot more Pixar films we need to talk about.
Well, yeah, I was just trying to get like the gist of it, but yeah, they like meet Carl's idol, I forgot what, Charles Mutz or whatever, and he
Yeah.
turns out to be a villain, has a bunch of other talking dogs. They're trying to get Kevin because Charles wanted to, he was basically blacklisted from the being an explorer and stuff because it was turned out that like the thing that he showed presented was a fake.
Yeah.
And then uh it turns out so yeah, he tries to get him, and then
He tries to capture him, tries to prove that it was real.
yeah, tries to capture him, and then it gets to the point where like they're it's near the end when they're all in the house, and like just he gets like a shotgun, which is, I think, this is like the second Pixar film that has like actual weapons in it,
Uh huh.
and he's basically gonna go in there to kill basically Russell and all of them, and then Carl's like Kevin chocolate, and so basically Charles falls to his death, and then they just go back to where they are, like the city that they live in,
Yep.
and
Live out of the
Carl
blimp
gives
too.
Russell the Ellie badge.
Yeah. They live out of the Zeppelin he had too, with all the
Oh
dogs.
yeah.
And the house landed on Paradise Falls at that point.
But yeah, and so we did talk about this. We were gonna only talk about like a couple of the sequels that we like. So after Up is Toy Story 3,
Which
which
should have ended.
um it, it was perfect. It was perfect. I went to see it. I told Matt this. I went to see it with my family. My mom was crying because my brother was, I think, like the same age as Andy in the film when he was growing up, going to college. Because my brother was going to college at the same time, and she was just crying and
Andy.
stuff. And I was just like, "Mommy, why are you crying?" I was like, "He's not gonna be
Memoirs,
gone that long. He's
memoirs.
just going to college." And then, but yeah, it's just basically Woody. and Buzz, all of them know that Andy's growing up, and he's gonna put him in the attic, but he's taking Woody to college. That doesn't happen because Andy's mom mistakes it
For
be
garbage.
trash. Then they go to the sunny side. Lot they find out Lasso is a fascist, I
Pretty
would say, and
much,
has like
yeah.
this secure, like this surveillance state in this in this preschool.
You can stay, but you have to stay over here with the little kids.
Yeah, it's basically like this class warfare and surveillance state thing going on in a children's Pixar film.
Fun fact, this is the one with Totoro in it, is it?
Yes. So Pixar and Ghibli have had a sort of friendship with each other somewhat.
Especially with John Lasseter,
Um
because I think Hayao Miyazaki likes John Lasseter.
yeah, I think not now because of the really shady and weird stuff that John Lasseter has done, but anyway,
Mm-hmm.
um Jodie Benson also appears in this film. She voices Barbie.
Mm.
And if people that don't know, Jodie Benson is the voice of Ariel
Ariel,
in
yep.
almost all of the Little Mermaid franchises Disney has done,
She wanted to be
and she was
part.
also Barbie.
She wanted to be part of their world.
I mean, uh, if it's making her money, like that's fine with me because she's been. I think it said that she's done all of Ariel's like voices from like the first Little Mermaid to like the TV show The Dolls, Kingdom Hearts, all that stuff. And
Yeah.
she also does Barbie in Toy Story 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think my favorite part is when Ken is doing that fashion show, and it's basically Barbie tricking Ken into basically forcing him to get the manual to fix Buzz back.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not gonna make you, you're not gonna make me talk. And he's like, but I like to see you try. And she ends up just ripping all his clothes, just like, ooh, a Nehru jacket. Barbie, no. What is this from? 1967? The Groovy Ken collection. Yes. What a shame. And she starts. It
Ripping
shows
it.
like the scenes.
Mm.
He's like, they switched Buzz to demo mode. And she's like, where's that manual?
And then
I just thought it was so funny that she like knew what jacket it was.
they, yeah, and
And she knew like the exact year. She's like, "What's this from? 1967."
yeah, and then they get them reset it, but the problem is they put them in Latino mode or
Spanish.
Spanish mode. Yeah,
And but yeah, they escape daycare. They end up at like the garbage
dump.
place.
Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah,
dump.
dump. Um, which leads to like the climatic part where they're all like they're holding hands and stuff, and everyone thinks they're gonna die,
Be
and then like
incinerated.
they get
Yeah,
saved,
Luxo betrays
and
them.
then Lotso gets his karma by being put on the front of a garbage truck,
Mm-hmm.
and so Woody makes the decision basically for all of them to be donated to this little girl, Bonnie.
Which is
And Andy's like,
perfect.
"Hey, mom, do you think I should donate my toys and stuff?" She's like, "Whatever you think is good, honey." And uh, Andy takes him to Bonnie, and that's the end of Andy's arc, basically in the Toy Story franchise. As he
Yep,
drives away,
and it should have ended
he's
right
like,
there.
"Thanks, guys," and he's like, "So long, partner."
Yep.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it was a really I loved that film as a kid, but I feel like it hit hard more of like the parents because like I said, my brother was really young when Toy Story the first one came out, and by the time Toy Story 3 came out, like all the kids that went to see the first one were already in college and stuff, and so yeah, it probably like tugged a lot of heartstrings to parents.
hell yeah.
Um, I think the next one is Brave.
Yeah, Brave is a good
Um,
one.
it's a good one. I loved watching that movie as a kid. It came out I think when I was um it came out in 2012, and it's basically set in I think medieval Scotland.
Yep.
Uh and it's Pixar's first princess, because it's Merida is considered a Disney princess, but she's Pixar's first princess.
Yep.
But anyway, it's about Merida. She's a Scottish princess, and she loves archery and using her bow and arrow. And her mother, Eleanor, Queen Eleanor, wants her to act more like a princess,
I'll be
and
shooting for my own hand.
it leads to just constant arguments, and eventually Merida runs away to the switch shop by accident. But
Yep.
she eventually stays because she's like, I want you to make me something that would force my mom to not want me to get married. And so she makes these little like pastries that I've always wanted to make because they looked really good. And
I'm sure you can find a recipe.
oh yeah, they have a ton of them. She goes back to her family's castle, and she's like, "Oh, mother, I made this for you. Like, mom, I made this for you." And the mom eats it. She's like, "Oh, this is it's good. It's just a little like just I don't know." She has like the weird face. She's like, "Oh, this is,"
Then she
and
passes
then
out.
she doesn't start feeling good, and then turns to a bear. And I love the part when she's like, "Oh, that witch and that stupid spell," and then it shows her mom as a bear like turn up to her, and she's like, "What?" She's like, "Oh, it's
What?
not my fault." She's like, "I wanted her to change you," and then she roars. I think one of my other favorite scenes are the ones with the little brothers, and I think her name is Maudie, the maid or the caretaker in the castle, because it just shows her freaking out all the time because of
Yep.
that part when he's like, "Spit it out, Maudie. What happened?" She's like, "It's a bear." He's like, "I knew it. Get it."
And then the brothers eat the pastries too.
Oh yeah, and they turn into little bear.
Hmm.
Oh gosh.
That
Oh, and then
move.
there's that part when the dad locks Merida into a room, and Maudie has the key. She puts it in her her cleavage area, and then she's like, Merida's like, "Get the key." And it leads to a part where one of the boys jumps on her, and it shows the other two, and it shows one of them point. He's like, eh? But yeah, overall, it's a sweet movie. I like it.
Yep.
It's fun.
All
First
right.
Pixar princess movie. I think the
Next
next one,
is
I don't
is
know
it
if you've seen it,
Inside Out?
Monsters University.
Monsters University. When is Inside
Yeah,
Out?
that came out in 2013. Um, there's not that much. It's a good sequel, I guess, but in my head as a kid, I was just like, why couldn't they just made this the first one?
Yeah, that would make more sense. Cause then it'd be more
Like,
canon.
but I feel like, well, it is canon, but I feel like
Some parts
Monsters
aren't.
University, I feel like it was like basically like those shows where it's like they have like that one episode where it shows like how they met each other and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, and I liked it as a kid. I still like it now. I still rewatch it from time to time.
Oh.
It's basically showing how Mike and Sully became friends and stuff. At first, they weren't friends because Sully was like a douchebag. Was in this like sorority
Yeah.
is what they call them,
Yep.
and just was a douchebag. Mike was the studying guy that wanted to become a scarer, but no one thought he was scary. And then they have their own sorority that they're at, and they have friends that they hang out with, and just go through all these like little shenanigans, trying to just basically become scares. And then that doesn't happen because they go through a door without permission, and they get expelled.
Yep.
And so they just basically begin working until they head to Monsters Incorporated, and Sully becomes a scarer, and Mike becomes his like coworker or companion,
Oh yeah.
and that's how they become like the duo we knew in the 2001 movie. And so we move on to I believe Inside Out. I also saw this in theaters. I saw a lot of Pixar films in theaters. I was 10 when this one came out. It's basically about emotions, but they're like actual like little people inside your head,
Yeah.
and it follows the story of Joy, loving being mm, like joyful and making this little girl Riley happy. But everything changes when they move from Minnesota to San Francisco, California,
Mhm.
and but she tries to keep everything positive and has to work with sad, which is an or sadness,
Sadness.
another emotion. And I love the part when she's like, try to think of something happy. And sadness is like, remember that movie when the dog dies?
No, don't talk about that one.
And Joy's just like, okay, we'll just try something else. Basically. It's like, and I love that part later when like Sadness is just like, oh, it's hopeless. We're never gonna get back to headquarters. She's like, oh no, don't think about that. Remember that funny movie where the dog dies? Trying to make her feel better.
It's trauma.
Oh my gosh. And then anyway, it's just like she has her first day of school and it doesn't go good because sadness makes her sad, and they both get sucked out into the Riley's brain or mind, and they have to make their way back to the headquarters. And so the rest of the emotions, sadness, anger, and disgust, all have to try to hang in there, but it doesn't go good at all because like Riley's parents are like, why is she so like just angry and upset all the time now? Like there's something wrong with our girl. And there's they just Sad and Joy meet Bing Bong, which was Riley's imaginary friend. They go like on these shenanigans and stuff, and like most Pixar movies, there's this the sad part when Bing Bong just disappears. He's like, take
Yep.
Riley to the moon for me.
Yep.
And then Joy and Sadness make it back to headquarters before Riley leaves back to Minnesota on a bus at like 11 years old, which was like I don't know. It's just like I always, as a kid, that part always made me cringe because I was like, I know my parents would have like I the movie would have ended as soon as I came home after being like, yeah, I stole your credit card and got a ticket that was probably like $100 to go back to Minnesota by myself at 11 years old.
Yeah.
Because in the movie, like the parents are like, oh my gosh, like what happened, like and stuff like that. I was like, my parents would have never been like that. They would have like dragged me back into the house and been like, you are dead.
Yeah.
I was like, so yeah, thanks Pixar for showing like an unrealistic story of that like that outcome of what could happen if you take your parents' credit card and steal and get a bus ticket, because that is not the way most American parents would react. They've been like, my parents have been like, you could have been kidnapped, you could have been killed. I just know my mom would have been like, Mrs. Flack on Mermaid. Do you know how like you could have been like, I don't want to talk to you. Just go to your room. I want to kill you right now. Just go to your room.
Murder.
Well, in that case, it was worse because Charlotte stole a car.
Shit. Yeah.
I think both of them were worse, but anyway, um, they're a happy family again, and just Riley joins the hockey team. I didn't know they had hockey in California.
They probably don't, but who knows?
It was in like I thought that was usually in like northern states, but I mean I don't know.
They're probably going to
Um,
correct us in the future if
it
there
was
is.
I just I noticed that like I was just like they have hockey teams in California. It's like where they're gonna play, like because most of California is like sunny and stuff like that. It feels like summer every day. But yeah, and then uh, I think the Good Dinosaur is next.
Let me check my notes. Do do do. Let's see. We got Toy Story 3, Brave, Monsters Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur. Yes, and then Finding Dory.
Um, yeah, this one was a cute one. I I just thought it was cute. It was lots of people didn't like it. I was surprised though because I watched it and I thought it was a cute movie.
Yeah, it's basically about what if dinosaurs survived? Like, what if the asteroid or meteor didn't hit the Earth and they survived
And became sentient.
and basically became sentient? Yeah.
Like, well, they're already sentient, but like have like human intelligence basically.
Yep. Except for the
And it follows the story of I forgot the dinosaur's like name. I think his name is like Arlo.
yeah, it's a very interesting. And I love how the
Um,
T-Rexes are wranglers.
yeah. So basically, it follows him uh just and he meets this little caveman boy and they just become friends and they just go throughout the terrain or area and just meet other dinosaurs and stuff and
Yep, and
it's a cute movie.
all he wanted to do was get back home.
Yeah, get back home and
It
but
gave
yeah. Um
it gave me American Tail vibes. That's what it did.
it gave me more of I don't know what vibe. Well, I mean if we're gonna talk about that then it definitely gave me like off like Land Before Time vibes, but like
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
was different
Like the Pixar
because
version of Land Before Time.
I love Land Before Time. I don't like American Tail.
Anyways, so moving on, Finding Dory.
Finding Dory, um, good sequel. Finding Nemo doesn't need any more sequels.
No,
Pixar,
don't.
Disney, don't make any more sequels. Don't, just don't.
Just stop.
Um,
After Incredibles
yeah,
3, stop.
yeah. No more. No Toy Story 6. No Cars 4. Uh, I don't. We no. Yeah, no Monsters Inc. 3.
No, we don't need
Well,
that.
there wasn't even a sequel to begin with. The sequel was basically like
A
a
prequel.
not like a prequel, but just like I wouldn't I don't consider Monsters University a sequel.
Right. I can see
Like
that.
even though it's considered a sequel, it's like basically like this is what happened when like Mike and Sully met each other. It's basically so it's like a uh I
It's
don't know what it's called. It's like a story before like the actual story happens.
basically a prequel.
Yeah, so it's just like a prequel, but like I if y'all are gonna make a Monsters Inc. 2, it needs to be good.
Yep. And you better get the two
Um
actors before they get too dang old.
yeah, don't
John Goodman's like
get
79, I think.
I think it's like 74, I think.
Yeah, he's up there.
But yeah, Finding Dory, it's a good sequel.
Ye-
Uh, this time Dory gets lost. Uh, she is basically taken to this marine life institute in California
This is
where she's
Sigourney
trying to find her
Weaver.
parents. Oh yeah, Sigourney Weaver also makes an appearance. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I
they actually
yeah,
got her
she
for
makes an
that. That's
appearance, and
crazy.
I remember also when I was younger seeing the Ellen show where like she had an appearance on there, Sigourney Weaver after the movie came out, and it was when like I said, this was when Ellen was still considered a
Decent person.
like decent person before she was found out to be a nothing but a sellout,
Nut
which
job. Hmm.
I'm still just disappointed in that today because I remember just loving watching Ellen with like my mom and stuff and just laughing and stuff, and it just turns out she's like, I'm like, oh, so basically all of that was a lie. Okay.
Yeah, she's one of those that's like not exactly blacklisted, but no one wants to work with her in
Sellout.
Hollywood because of that. So she's probably not gonna get a lot of acting gigs for right now because of what she's
Unless they
done.
make another another Finding Nemo, which I hope they don't. No.
If there is another Finding Nemo of sorts, uh, it's gonna be really hard to get her to work with them
Oh
because of
yeah.
all that.
They might
Next,
get someone else entirely.
yeah, well, maybe Cars 3.
Oh, I you can probably do this one because I like have only saw like one or two little bits of that movie because like I haven't been a Cars fan since I was in like probably kindergarten.
I've seen it maybe like twice, but I can give some story beats. Basically, Lightning McQueen is like on the verge of retirement,
Washed
and
up.
yeah, he's coming washed up. He's won his fourth or fifth trophy. I don't remember how many. It was at least three by this point. And Mater's not really in it. They kind of retired that character a little bit. He's
Which is
brief.
insane to me.
He's briefly in it, but it's like I guess they couldn't get Larry the Cable Guy to come back for a more bigger role, or they just didn't have a place for him. I'm not sure.
It's like I don't get that. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but
You're good.
I just although I don't like the Cars franchise anymore, I thought the second Cars, even though lots of people hate it, I actually thought it was better than the first one.
Yeah, 'cause it's more well established.
Because Mater was more of an enjoyable character, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, and like it's so like just shocking to me that it went from having like a full like Mater movie to just like not having him like at like only him having like three like scenes or like 2 minutes of screen time. I'm just like, then why make the movie without him? It's like making Finding Nemo without like Nemo.
Yeah. Um. So basically, he's going up against a new type of racer that's like super efficient. Um. We're thinking like he's computer generated kind of thing. He's on a super test track that's in a special laboratory, things like that. And Lightning gets like a protege of sorts to basically become his replacement. It's not what That's not what happens because she's like his coach at first. But then he learns to just pass the torch and become her coach, so to speak.
Yeah,
And
because
then she ends up winning the race. For those who didn't see Cars 3, spoil warning. So not much to talk about. Another good one that came out not long after that, actually the same year within a couple months, was Coco.
yes, I loved Coco
Coco
because
is a good one, yeah.
Coco reminded me of this is a different company, but it reminded me of the Book of Life because both of them deal with I want to I'm so sorry if I pronounce this wrong. The I
Diez de
forgot what it is.
Moto.
The Day of the Dead.
Diez de Moto.
Yeah, it's basically the Day of the Dead, and both of those films. Lots of people give lots of
Mieto.
praise
Mm.
to both of those films.
Hun, give it to a Texan to pronounce it for you.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to pronounce it like Piggy Hill.
Diez de Muerto. I don't know. But it's like Dia de Muerto.
And El
Muerto.
Spañol, por favor,
Por favor.
Mexico,
Mexico.
in Mexico.
Like she has to emphasize it like Mexico. Mm. Like, oh my gosh. Anyways, so then there's your next favorite movie after Coco, which was really good. Um, Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2, yes. I saw this in I I just finished 7th grade, and it was like a couple weeks after I got out of school, and my mom was like, "Do you want to go see Incredibles 2? I don't have anything going on today. Do you want to go to the theater and go see it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would love to go see it." And I went to see it. It was good. I enjoyed it. I do, looking back, I do think that they could have improved on some stuff because me and Matt were talking about it lots, and other people talk about it. The original Incredibles, 2004 Incredibles, felt like a superhero spy film.
Yeah.
This one kind of didn't. It had more of like a comic book feel to it. But while
Yeah.
the Incredibles did have like a comic book feel in the beginning, but it went from that to being like this noir like spy film, like this kind of like superhero meets like James Bond type film.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with all the Marvel movies coming out at that time because Marvel was really big back in that time.
Well, also it was because that Brad Bird had that idea since like the early '90s. Because like I said, he was at Warner Bros. Incredibles was supposed to be a Warner Bros. Film actually, because he thought that when Iron Giant came out and if it was a success, the Incredibles was gonna be a 2D animated superhero like kids film like Iron Giant was, but Iron Giant flopped,
Yep.
and he went to Pixar because John Lasseter was begging him while he was still at Warner Bros. To come and be on the team basically to help out with like Toy Story and like Bugs Life or Monsters Inc. And he was like, "No, I'm good." And basically, when Warner Bros. Animation went under, he just fled to Pixar basically because there was nothing else he could do.
Right.
But that was good on John Lasseter's part because John Lasseter and Brad Bird had known each other since like college. Like they went to Cal Arts with each other, and they met some of the nine old men that came from Disney that were retired from Disney that sometimes went to Cal Arts and helped the students with animation and drawing and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And Frank Johnson or Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson, two of the nine old men, make appearances in both Iron Giant and the original Incredibles.
They sure did.
And I just thought that that was really sweet of Brad to do that, to like have two famous Disney animators that helped on like from Snow White to I think like Black Cauldron, and have them in a Warner Bros. And Pixar film, not even Disney, because Pixar in 2004 was still like their own thing.
Oh
But
yeah.
I
Fun.
just I
Yeah.
just really like that he did that.
Fun fact. The Incredible Bill had a sound effect that was used from the 1966 Batman TV show.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. It had those sound effects put on it. If you heard the afterburner and you paid
I
attention.
also oh, yeah. So there's a part that did kind of Matt's gonna probably laugh at this, but I'm like uh I'm gonna say I'm like a geek for historical like accuracy, and it says like Incredibles. I've heard people say that Incredibles takes place in the year like 1962, but there is this like I don't know if you caught it. There is this part of Incredibles 2 where Dash is watching an episode of Johnny Quest. Johnny Quest did not come out until like September of 1964. So
Oh
like
yeah.
it wouldn't take place in 1962 if he's watching a show from 1964.
Yep.
So I feel like I feel like Incredibles 2 takes place in like the fall of 64 or something like that, or it just takes place in like an unnamed year in like the early 60s.
Interestingly enough, it's like Johnny Quest is a Hanna-Barbera production, so they must have
Yeah,
had to get some rights.
I don't know how Pixar got the rights to that at
That's
all
very
because I
interesting.
like is that Well, I feel like I don't know if it's in the public domain.
It isn't.
It's
It
been like 60, yeah, because it's been on or like it's only been like 60 years since or 62 years since that show was aired. So
yeah. It still got a
it's like,
while, so they had to get
oh,
some.
but
They had to jump through some legal loopholes.
we'll have to see. They probably have it in the credits, like Hanna-Barbera Productions or whatever, for like that one little clip of Johnny Quest that they're having.
Probably.
But I just love how like the accuracy, like how they like kept it like really 60s.
Oh yeah.
Because in the film, like you just see like all these like 60s, all this like 60s like or late 50s clothing and stuff, and it has this like retro vibe to it.
Yeah. That's one thing about Incredibles 2 that I liked.
It's still in one too. Like they have all like that vintage stuff in one,
Oh yeah.
but it really pops out more in Incredibles 2. But
Yep.
yeah, it's a good movie. I thought Winston was gonna be the villain and not Eve, or her name was. I think her name is Eve.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise, twist.
Yeah, she's the
The
villain
twist
because
villain.
I think her motive was like supers were useless or something, and it was like responsible to like their dad dying or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, ma'am, superheroes like couldn't work at that time, like they were banned to,
Yep.
because
Anyways.
and then like Syndrome killed all of them.
Yeah. Anyways, on to Toy Story 4.
Oh,
Do we want a brief,
terrible sequel,
terrible sequel, not necessary
terrible,
sequel?
just terrible.
Um,
Like we don't have to talk about this one if you don't want to.
no, we don't need to.
I don't want to talk about this. I want to forget that it exists.
All right. Well, let's go on to Onward. The next one was Onward. Do you remember Onward?
I No, I don't. I haven't seen that movie. I'm sorry.
Oh, shame. Okay. How about Soul
Oh my gosh, I need to watch that one. I haven't seen Soul, like Turning Red, any of those ones.
or Luca?
No, I haven't seen. I heard that Luca was inspired by Ghibli.
Oh, okay. What about
Like they. What about what?
um? I was going to the next one, but go ahead about Luca. What?
I remember when the trailer came out, and I was during quarantine. I watched a lot of Ghibli films like Kiki and stuff like that, and I saw the trailer for Luca, and I was like, this is definitely giving Ghibli. And there's lots of sites that were like, yes, there's lots of Pixar animators that said that some of the plot and like the setting was based off of Ghibli films.
Heck yes.
I think there's even some concept art that looks like Ghibli. Like they have like a Ghibli like art style, I think. Or I think I was looking at someone because there was someone on like Twitter or Pinterest that drew some scenes from Luca if like Ghibli made it.
Oh, that's interesting. All
Yeah,
right.
no, because it does it gives off like Kiki and Ponyo vibes.
Alrighty. One more before we have to cut this kind of short. But we're gonna do a part three, finish out, probably watch some of them and get caught up. Um,
Yeah.
I like to
Well,
talk about Lightyear. Then we can stop there.
okay.
So, have you seen Lightyear?
I've only saw like a tiny bit of it with my dad.
Well, I saw it. It's good. It's the inspirational story behind the actual toy that becomes in. Toy Story, of course. And
Yeah,
it's his journey becoming like a selfless hero. How he gets all his equipment and stuff that the toy's based off of. Has a charming time traveling element to it. Because every time he was testing this new rocket ship, it travels like what is it, 40 years into the future, something like that.
I think so.
And then he makes a group of friends, and they help him find his inner self. It's interesting,
There
this
was,
to say the
I
least.
remember, um, I really think people took this over the top. There was that scene that people were talking about with like the kiss.
Oh yeah, it was an interracial kiss.
Well, no, it was like
Sorry,
it was
it's
a lesbian kiss
oh
between
my bad. It's like I
and
was what am I thinking of? I'm thinking Star Trek for some
yeah, it
reason.
was. So even like when they came out when I was 17 and people were like for like they had there was like some countries that like banned it and I was just like, are you kidding me? Like it's like
It's time to move on, people. We're in a new age.
I get like censorship and stuff, but it's just like it was like probably 2 seconds and then like it was nothing else, and people were just like losing their crap over it. I was like, are you like it just made me feel like we have people in our society that still act like this.
It's terrible.
It's like it's just so it's
It's
like
time to
childish.
it's time to grow up, people. This is the new age. People are going to do that regardless if you film it or not.
And it wasn't a thing where like they like kept going on. It was just like one short little like a tiny millisecond, and then like it like went away from that scene, and
Yep.
like I was just like people were making a really big fuss out of it, and I was like, there's no reason to do that.
All right, we're going to have to end it here.
But
Uh,
yes, we were talking about doing episodes this week, Monday through Wednesday,
yes.
which Monday's tomorrow. We had some ideas. We're probably gonna. Did we do a Disney episode yet?
Not a full one, no. We mentioned some
Um,
things.
we we were gonna talk about our favorite Disney films.
Yep.
I'm gonna probably make a list tonight,
Yeah, we're going to go
and Matt.
through each era, so to speak. Starting with
Yes.
the golden era and so far and so forth. Starting with Snow
And
White.
another one. Sorry, another one we wanted to talk about was our favorite video games. This one isn't gonna be like a. We're not gonna do like a our like favorite video games from like the first gen. Like we're not gonna do like a whole like
That's too many to list.
like Commodore 64 through
No,
like
no.
Nintendo Switch
That's
2.
just crazy.
I forgot what video game. I think it was like the Odyssey or something, like Odyssey something that came out in like 72. That was like the first video game console. Like we're not
Yeah.
gonna do that all the. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about like Zelda, Mario, Animal Crossing, Star Fox, Grand Theft Auto, maybe all that stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, so if you have any comments, questions, want us to have a subject to talk about, please comment below. Please like and subscribe if you wish. And this has been Mizu Midori Podcast. I'm Matt Nightwolf.
And I am sad.
We wish you a good one. Goodbye.
Yes, have a good one. Bye. Have a good night.
Yay.